Welcome to my channel. I'm a guitarist, John, obviously. There's lots of stuff here for you to check out. One of the questions that I get asked most about is where am I going to go when I die? No, is my legato playing and how I work on longer lines and that sort of question. So I wouldn't normally do a lick video, but I was asked by a Patreon person who supports me on Patreon if I could break down a certain lick that I was playing in a video from a while back, and it's actually a legato line that I kind of planned and have practiced quite a lot. So I want to just play it for you, break it down a bit and give you some tips and ideas for how you might want to practice this sort of thing. If this is useful, if you could do the liking and subscribing thing and maybe share this video around if you've got some guitar playing friends. If it's not, then let me know that as well. The tab for it will be on Patreon if you want to get the tab, but hopefully I'll break it down so that you don't necessarily need to unless you want to support me in some way. So first of all, I'll play the lick in A. So it starts on the second degree of A major, which is B. Is basically the lick slow, faster. And that kind of can fit into longer lines, so let me try and play something else. So something else. So you hear how like that could fit in context of a longer line, and this is basically how I build up legato lines. You basically have to just start doing it, and you start off with comfortable-ish shapes and slowly work your way around the fretboard and join things up, and you do that slowly with a metronome at first, and then that's how things work. So what's the basic structure of this line? So we start with a B, so a B, C sharp, D, up to E, so 4 consecutive notes in the scale, and then we've got a big jump up to the A. So this stretch might feel difficult at first. There's another stretch coming soon after which is going to feel more difficult. So right up to the A, then down to the E again, and then up to a G sharp, and the eagle-eared among you, is there such thing as an eagle ear? Will notice that it's just the same thing repeated up an octave. So slowly, B, C sharp, D, E, A, E, G sharp, A, then to the B. So the same notes again, but starting on the D string. Same notes again, starting on the B string. And then descend. So that's basically all the lick is. So how I'm playing it is that for the descending, I'm going legato, so I'm playing for each time the string moves, I play a downstroke, I think. So my legato technique move in the direction that the line is going. So if it's going down a string, I move down a string. If it's coming up a string, I move to an upstroke. This is not something that I'm strict with and not something I was conscious of, it's just something that I notice now that I look back at it. So it's sort of like sweep picking with hammer-ons in between, I guess. You might want to practice it alternate picking. There's no reason why you couldn't do it like that, or maybe if you're a hybrid picker. it's definitely possible to do that as well. So how I would practice getting the line up to any sort of speed would be with a metronome. So a nice slow metronome. Try staying in each part of the lick for a while and playing the pattern over. 4. That's phase 1, but also don't forget, so if we're in the key of A major, we're starting it from a B, but you might want to move it around to other kind of positions. So in D major, we'd be starting it from an E, etc. In G major, we'd start from an A, which will give us a bit of a longer stretch. In F, we'd start it from G. So that would give us an even bigger stretch. So that's the lick, that's the idea. If you want to try it, go for it. The main thing when practicing it slow, legato is kind of quite difficult to control timing wise, that's why you saw me struggling with it. So nice slow controlled tempo to practice getting the lick up to speed is what I would recommend. As I say, the tab for it will be on Patreon if you want to support me in some way. And let me know how you get on with it.